is that lack of sentimentality? How much of that is you, the author, wanting to not engage with that? And how much of that is simply because the narrator wouldn't want that?
It's both. It's both. I think in this case, the narrator wouldn't want that, and she's not a sentimental person. And I also think we, as authors, have to keep sentiment out of it. I think I didn't ever want it to be mushy. I didn't ever want anything to feel like I wanted to make the reader cry. Now I'm delighted every time. It sounds horrible, but I am delighted every time somebody says that they cried, because then it means it touched them. And I also hope very much that everybody laughed, because there are parts of it that are funny to me. And I love it when I see a kid who is also laughing out loud in certain portions of the novel. And so I think I wanted both to be there. I wanted that humor and that sadness. But I think when sadness has to have a punch, it cannot be sentimental. To have, real power, you can't wade into that morass of maudlin sentimentalism. There has to be, I think sometimes, and it's a hard balance, and I have to be, less can be more. But ultimately, I think if you've set your characters up enough, if people are invested enough in the characters, then they will feel what the character feels. And you have to trust that. You can't want to take them there.
When do you know that you have it? When do you have the confidence that you've made your character sympathetic enough that you don't need to show us all of that sentimentality to know that you've touched the reader?
I don't know. I think it's partly intuition and partly intuition, partly experience, partly. I think if you read and read and read, and you were talking about me being a scientist, which I am, and loving mathematics, but I also, when in my spare time, I see some people who love mathematics enough that they'll do it in their spare time. They'll spend all their time doing puzzles or Sudoku or straights or whatever else it is. But I'm not one of those people. So in my spare time, I always read poetry and novels. And I think that's why I could write at the end of the day, because I love writing, and I read and I read and I read and I read. So every spare moment that I had, I mean, I did other things. I love to be outdoors and so on and so forth. But I also love to read. So I always was reading. All my life I've been reading. And I think that also gives you a sense that you may not even know, but it almost is your internal editor, or it's a guide, it's a compass that you sort of internalize that helps you when you're writing, to know when to push and when to pull back, to know how much to give.
So something that's kind of just earned from your love